Hello guys, welcome to this new video. We are gonna benchmark Forza Horizon 6 on my system and see how it's doing. We're gonna test 4K, 2K and 1080p with and without upscaling, with and without ray tracing. We're gonna do all the testing so you can see what this is about. So let's see we're running it on a 4090 Aorus Master. Just how it comes out of the box, I think it's a little bit of a crock compared to the Founders Edition, but besides that, I have not changed anything else. With a 9800X3D and 64 gigs of RAM at 6000 CL30, I believe. With all that being said, let's have a look at the settings first and start benchmarking this. Let's turn on MSI Afterburner and see what we get. Okay. So let's go video. So at video we have 4K resolution with a variable frame rate because we want to see the maximum we get in this game. VSync is off for the benchmark. We are on full screen. Maybe I should put it on. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if we're gonna leave it on full screen because it doesn't seem like it has full screen borderless. So we're gonna use no motion blur. TAA is off. We're just gonna turn on DLSS, but for now we're gonna only use DLAA, so native 4K resolution. There is no upscaling here, and we're gonna use no frame gen for now. These are the settings on video. Let's go to graphics and performance. Graphic and performance. Everything that is possible is either high or extreme. We have no ray tracing at the moment. This one, I think, and this one are the ray tracing in this game. So both of them are turned off. Everything else is maxed out completely, either ultra or extreme. Because you see here on these arrows, it's grayed out, so that means we cannot go any further. So with that being said, let's see what we get here. I played a little bit of it just so I can get into the game properly. And now you're gonna see that I'm a real bad driver. Let's have a go.
Welcome back, Storm.
Let's go to drive. So you can already see here, without RT, we're having about... Right, so what do we have here?
I'm Anna,
Oh,
your
okay.
automated natural navigation assistant. Let me run through the new features in my latest
Okay.
software update.
So no RT, 110 FPS at 4K, native, no help. RT is going to destroy the performance, but press C.
The auto drive feature, drone mode, world builder, and the what's next suggestion feature. Let's explore that now.
Okay. No, I don't want. I just want to drive around a bit.
Here I will recommend what you should do next.
Okay.
You haven't qualified for the Horizon Festival yet, so I've recommended a qualifier event for you. Select it, and I'll update your route.
Let's do that. Dirt race event. Okay, I have no idea. I'm just gonna drive around a bit. So you can see here without RT in this area, we are having... Oh, what was that? I think it's a different car. We're having a solid 125-ish, 120 FPS on this system, which is great. Is it next? Is the next one? I really have no idea about this game. Right. Right. So we have a nice. Oh, what was that? I'm getting sounds I'm not used to.
Let me tell you about Forza Link. Forza Link tracks the status of you and the people you meet online, and suggests ways for you to link up, converse,
Oh,
and play together.
let's see what that is while we get out of the 100, about 100 FPS here in the snow.
Recalculating.
Let's see. I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is another player or not. So in the snow here, we're getting about 100 FPS and we're a bit stuck. Let's see, can we get out of it? What is this? I don't know. This chat thing.
In 100 yards, turn right.
Right, so we have right. So the moment we get into the city, we have a frame rate about 100, 104 sometimes. I think this area is just very intensive. Let's have a go at 4K RT in a bit. Oh, that was horrible. Let's see, auto drive. Much better. Well, yeah. Okay, so with this is the native performance without help. Out of curiosity, I want to see how much more we actually get if we turn on DLSS quality and FG without RT. Let's see where that was. So that is here. We're gonna say super resolution is quality because we have this card. We can, yeah, the sharpness. I don't know. Maybe I should put it at 0.6 like Cyberpunk. And frame generation. Let's see like this. Just with DLSS quality. And we are at about 130 FPS. So now it's constantly over 100, 115s, 20s. Okay, so let's have a go with FG and then we're gonna turn this off and we're gonna see how the performance is wrecked by RT in this game. Quality, and then we're gonna say frame generation is 2 because that's the maximum we can do here. And now we have a really high refresh rate experience. So like if you don't care about RT, oh, it even gets up to 190 FPS. If you don't care about RT, you could play like this, almost 200 FPS. Let's see how that feels to me without the auto drive. Yeah, it feels good. At this kind of FPS, definitely feels good. We're getting 200 FPS here because I guess this area is not like super intensive. So this is the 4K performance with upscaling and let's see, can we hit a 240 FPS with DLSS performance? I would not play with DLSS performance, honestly, even if that was the case, because probably the game. Oops! Oh my god, this is really bad. But yeah, actually not. It could do. Oh, oh, let's see. Let's see if I can get back onto the road. But not worth it. You see, guys, this is DLSS performance, and it's really not the FPS gain between quality and performance, at least in my case, is now it's a constant 200, but we can't really get. Wait, did I actually apply that? Maybe I didn't, but yeah, it is performance. Yeah, so it's not really worth it. Like let's go back to quality. Yeah. So look, in some areas it's the FPS is really, I would put it on quality if you wanted to use upscaling. Or if you don't want to use upscaling at all and want to still stay native without RT, we can try without DLSS. So we're gonna say off, we're gonna say DLA is on again, and we're gonna leave FG on. So with FG, this is an 84K, there is no upscaling involved here, there is just a little bit of frame generation. Without RT, I mean, great stuff. 170 FPS. At the extreme settings, can't really ask for more. So let's have a look at the 2K resolution and then at 1080p. Video. So that then we can focus on the RT performance completely. Keep this yeah, I want to keep these changes. Okay, save. Oh yeah, there is a button here. So this is 2K resolution. And you can see that the display is much bigger. The on-screen display because of 2K resolution, but yeah, 180s, a little bit high, about 20-ish more FPS, I guess. If you wanted to play in 2K with 4090, I don't think that's needed here because the game itself is extremely well optimized as it is. Even you will see that even with RT, we can manage to make it work really nice. So the game is really well optimized. It would be a shame to play this game at 2K resolution or 1080p with a 4090. Get on my way, please. Thank you. I suck at driving. Now I'm on the other lane, which is not good. Okay, let's have a quick go with 1080p. Just for the hell of the benchmark. 1080p. Save. Accept it. And now we are at ugly. I can see the difference between 1080p and 4K. Now it's very ugly. Extremely ugly. but it's over 200 FPS. And somehow the graphics card is still utilized at its maximum potential, which is kind of good considering that what the resolution is here. I don't think we're really limited by the CPU, honestly, because the CPU is barely used at 36%. So maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure if we are limited by the CPU, since GPU utilization is still so high. But yeah, so this is kind of the raw performance without RT. Now let's get everything back and at 4K, and we're gonna use some RT, and then you will see the difference. So we're gonna still leave it on DLAA, but we have to turn on some stuff here. Let me see where that was. I think it was under graphics and performance. So this is that, ray traced. And ray traced GI quality. And now we are full ray tracing. Let's see. Oh, I think maybe I forgot on some. Let's see. DLAA frame generation. Yeah, I need to turn this off. Right, so without FG, you can see that in this area, because there is a lot of lights, we're getting close to 60 FPS, about 55, 54, 50s. It's not bad. This is good. This is a good base for FG. If it was like 30, 24, like kind of like what Cyberpunk does, or even we can even get, if we get out of the city where there's less lights and whatnot, we can even get over 60. And I have to say, and this doesn't happen a lot with games, but this game, even at 53 FPS, I think it's maybe the nature of the game, it feels quite smooth to play. Like, if you would want to play like this, it would not be an absolutely horrible experience. I don't know what they did to it, how they did it, but the fact that you're not quite 60 FPS, okay, with the trees and whatnot, you get into the 40s. But the fact that you're not, like, let's go with the trees, that you're like in the high 40s now, the game still feels extremely, extremely smooth. You could play like this, you could do races like this. I don't want to turn around, ladies. Stop telling me that. Yeah, so this is a 63 FPS. Native, guys, DLAA, which is more intensive than TAA. And we're getting a good 65, 66, 67 FPS. There's no help involved. So if you wanted some help, but still stay at extreme settings with RT without upscaling, you could turn... Oh, what happened? Oh my god. Are we gonna explode eventually or not? I gotta say, I like the radio. It reminds me a little bit of GTA Vice City that I used to play when I was a kid, because they had the radio on when you got into cars, and that was kind of fun. I even to this day I listen to that kind of music. Yeah, so this is 50s, see, very, very intensive here, but it still doesn't feel bad. Like, if you would play this with a controller, you'd probably be fine like this. with this configuration. It's probably one of the very first games where I don't feel like I instantly feel even like if it's 59 FPS, I can like instantly feel that it's not a 60 FPS experience. But with this, even when it dips, it feels extremely smooth. Could it be that they did a really good job, or that the nature of the game makes it feel this way? I guess I have no idea, but damn, that this is smooth. Now, okay, so we saw the performance, native performance with RT. So now let's introduce um, some frame gen first. And this is kind of what I recommend. There you go. FG. I mean, it's a pretty high refresh rate experience, and this is still native with RT. Over 100 FPS. Easily streamable, easy to record, easy to stream. At this FPS, it would be extremely pleasant to do this. So if you are not a fan of DLSS, if you don't have to, you could totally play like this. And be happy. Now, I don't know if these names that I'm seeing are actually players or something else. Oh. Boom. Yeah, but this is just with FG. I hear sounds, but I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's May or someone else. So this is the 4K FG performance, yeah? I would totally... This is how I would play the game. I would not upscale, because the native... this performance is already great. But if you wanted to upscale and it still looks amazing, if you wanted to do that, I would not go lower than quality DLSS. DLSS on, and I would really only go to quality. And now you have 130 FPS. Like, I would play this or the one just with FG, 140. If you have a 140 hertz monitor, you could play like this or higher even. Look at the FPS, amazing. And it looks great. I wish there was a different, like, a different time of the day. I don't know if I can skip that. I really don't know much about this game. The frame time graph is a bit thick, but I don't really feel any stuttering or any issues here. With this. I don't see weirdness. I gotta say that my eyes are not extremely well trained to see ghosting instantly and whatnot, but definitely great experience with or without DLSS. Looks like we're back on track somehow, but oh, this we have to go here. Oh, this is a steep one coming up. Oh, okay. I barely tapped the handbrake, honestly. I think this is a game you have to get used to the handling in it. Oh, we are on snow, so we are just slipping. Yeah. Oh, let's slowly get out of the snow. There we go. And then we go here. Back to the snow, slowly. No. I had the snow. I would probably use different controls for this. How I'm used to play racing games. Or how I used to play it when I was really young. I used to play a lot on Need for Speed. But after that, I kind of stopped doing it. Yeah, so DLSS quality, full RT, extreme settings, and FG2X, high refresh rate experience, 4K. Easy. Now, I guess let's have a look at 2K native with no help and see. Yes. Okay, so let's have now a look at the 2K resolution. Okay, we're gonna say that. So we're gonna save, accept, and we're gonna turn off DLSS. No, actually just frame gen. And the DLA is on. Super resolution is off. So we're back to full RT 2K resolution now. Oh, that was a huge frame time spike. But let's see the performance. 2K, 100 FPS. Yeah, about 10 FPS more, I would say, than the 4K resolution under these conditions. Great, it feels... Oh no, actually, wait, I'm talking shit. This is with no upscaling and no FG. So the 2K is about... It's natively... Let me just make sure that I did everything right. So this is natively... Basically, the 2K performance is what 4K gets with FG. Yeah, so we have no super resolution and no frame gen. Yeah, so it's double the performance, almost like double the performance. We had a 55 and now we're having a 90, 55 to 60, and now we're having, you know, low 90s, mid 90s. Yeah, if you have a 2K monitor and play like this, could easily play this game with no upscaling or no FG. I actually need to be on this lane. But again, guys, I'm doing this testing only for the sake of testing it, so you can see what the performance is. But I don't even think it's needed to test 1080p with this card, with this game, because who's gonna play that 1080p? And even if you are playing it, at that point you don't care about FPS anymore, because you're gonna have so much FPS. And let's have a go at it, just for the sake of testing. So, this now... Well, let's do FG and DLSS first on 2K, and then we're gonna do the same with 1080p, and then I think we're pretty much done. So frame generation is on. Super high refresh rate experience with FG. Super high refresh rate. And it's starting to light up. So you see outside when you're racing, I guess, and you're not into cities where there's a lot of lighting and where ray tracing, you can really feel the ray tracing or see the ray tracing. When you're outside, your FPS is usually pretty high, even in 4K. So this is the performance with just FG in 2K. So let's do it real quick with DLSS quality. I'm not gonna test it with more than quality because FPS is so high already, it's just not needed. About 160 FPS, 170. So about 10 to 15 FPS I would say gain. But we're getting back into the city again, so this is gonna be more intensive. The GPU still utilized at almost max. Yeah. I think it's clear to everybody the optimization of this game is top notch compared to everything else. We are during daytime now. Oh, I think I'm on the wrong lane, honestly. That's why I'm creating chaos here on the road. Yeah, this is like super high refresh rate. And now let's look real quick at the performance with 1080p, even though I think it's really not needed. Oh, this was put at 240 FPS, but it doesn't really matter, honestly. So we're gonna do 1080p. We're gonna do this off, NFG off. Save, accept everything, and the 1080p raw performance. No ups. Oh, I bugged into that car, I guess. This 1080p. I guess if you care about 1080p, this is it. High refresh rate experience, pretty much, with RT and extreme settings. But again, I don't think this is needed with a 4090. And now let's do, for the sake of testing, let's do FG and the last one. We're just gonna do more like to have something fun to do. We're gonna say super resolution, we put it on performance. It even has ultra performance, but hell nah. Performance. And then we're gonna say frame generation is on. This is like it goes past my monitor's refresh rate. Okay. And not worth it, guys. Yep. So all in all, this is kind of the performance here. It looks really bad like this, 1080p. Yeah, I mean, it's not so bad, honestly. To the untrained eye like myself, I don't think it's really that bad, but we did it just for the sake of the numbers. Nobody gonna play like this. Well, this is the test for Forza Horizon 6. Let's do one more. We're getting back to 4K before we end this video. Oops, not lower, actually higher. 4K. We're gonna do DLSS off, DLAA, and no FG. Right? We're using, let's see, what are we like? Video memory, we're using a total of almost 14 gigabytes. But I heard that when you reapply settings, if you have low video memory, you're gonna have some issues because the game somehow doesn't free up memory properly. So if you do it too much, luckily we have 24 gigs on the 4090, so we have plenty to spare actually for this. But if it's already past the 12 gig cards, like a 5070, I think TI has 16 gigs, or will have, or has. I think it's out, yeah. But again, just one last time with a native. This is native 4K RT, no upscaling, almost 60 FPS. And then if you want the always over 60, just whoops. Let's go here because then we are not bothered by cars coming from in front of us. So you can see you can even get up to 70 FPS in some areas, which is great. More games should do this, honestly. This is how games should run. You guys gotta remember that 4090 is already almost 4 years old. So yeah, it's still the second best GPU, but it's already quite old. it's not a spring chicken anymore. And the fact that it can still pull off 60 FPS or close to 60, sometimes even over 60 FPS in a game that came out a month or two ago, just because the game is well optimized. This is how games should be. This you should get a base with a 4090, not to not even mention 5090 if you have money for that. Even with the 4090, you should get a base of 60 FPS. If you take into effect that this is 4 years old already, your base FPS should still be 60, because it's still a very powerful card. It's still a very expensive card if you find it. So it's not a $200 card or even $500 card. It's more than 2,000 euros this card still, especially in today's economy. The fact that we get 24 FPS with other games and then have to rely no matter what on upscaling and FG is just sad. The base performance should be this on any game, about 60 FPS, about 60-ish. And then if you want, you could, say, hey, I want more than 60 FPS, let me turn on some FG. And get game that I don't know, double the FPS, right? Like, this is great. So I say, hey, I want my game to not dip below 60. So I'm just gonna turn on FG. I think auto is for more like 60 cards because I can only do 2. 50 cards, I mean. So yeah, so I turn on FG because I want my game to stay above 60 all of the time. And this then give me like a boost of almost 60 FPS, like double the performance. This is how upscaling should come in to us, helping us to run games better. We shouldn't run upscaling just because the game is terribly optimized and we're trying to squeeze a decent 60, 70 FPS out of it. Forza games are really showing us what a game optimization should be today. But this is kind of the performance, guys. If you're curious about it, stay safe, take care, and still stay away from the heat. It's still crazy hot here, even though it got a lot better in past days. And see you then in the next video. Bye-bye.